What is up? What is up? What is up, everybody? I should probably connect Tickfinity. I always forget TikTok requires extra steps when you're starting to do stuff. Yeah. So, how's it going, everybody? So, I got a couple things that came in. We have my reasonably secure laptop came back from its warranty repair. I had a really weird issue with the motherboard that apparently was very rare to replicate. That they had to replace the entire motherboard for. So we're going to be dealing with that today. Let me see. Oh, I got to get my security key. God. Hold on. I'm a dumbass. I got to grab my security key to rekey the laptop. Because we have a new motherboard. I forgot. We need this Librem key out here because we're going to re-sign the boot hashes and such. Alright, so. Yeah, it looks like they basically just sent me back the laptop that I had. Of course, I have the SSD in my drawer. So, let's open her up. Wait a minute. Is that my laptop? Like, the bottom looks cleaner. Did they clean it? Did they just send me a whole new laptop? I'm pretty sure they... No, this is my laptop. They just cleaned it. Shit. They did a good job cleaning it. Not that it was, like, that much of a mess to begin with. Ah. Linux forever. What's the upside down faces for? Alright, so let's see. One thing I didn't really plan on this workspace for was, it was originally for one computer, then it became two computers. Now it's like, oh great, how do we tinker on the other computers? So I had to like hide a bunch of the nodes and clear out the area. Should probably done that before the stream, but you know, we're not in the pro leagues around here. But how's everybody's evening going? And then, of course, I've got the Samsung Galaxy S23, which I will be unboxing in a little bit. Just want to get my SSD reinstalled into the laptop there. I can remember where I put that freaking thing. My little Samsung NVMe SSD right out here. My screwdriver. So ADHD, and remember where I place things. And then while I'm at it, let's switch up the vibe. Yeah, I really need to get like another desk or something. Loving my S23. Well, I've been hearing a lot of good things about it. I've just been having a lot of issues with the API. I did honestly try to reach out to Samsung last month, or at least a few weeks ago, maybe last month or so, just trying to see if maybe they wanted to work with me on this idea that I had, which is, what would a iPhone user wanting to go into an Android environment with the expectations of Instagram and such, well, expect? God damn it. Why are you being so annoying, Screws? Being stubborn. I had the S22 and it was straight trash, went to iPhone. So what made you say that you went back to iPhone over it? my issue so far has been the expectation with Android is that, oh, you want the best, quality. You're going to have to leave the app and then, like, use the native app and then do all your editing. And I'm like, do you understand how much extra work that is? So let me see. Is my Discord alerting? All right, let me see. So 2 people have hit me up. So this is one question I have right now. Is my little Raspberry Pi working? Yeah, no. Raspberry Pi is there. Oh, and I moved my entire Monero node and the Raspberry Pi I was working on over to my rack finally. Originally, I was looking to find a phone with the same power levels as my Huawei P30 that I had. When you say power levels, what do you mean? Like performance or power usage? Hey, thank you for the follow. Thank you for that follow. FKim002. Also looks like we got 2 followers before my stream started. We got Robo9200 and Area Gene 2. I hope I said that right. Thank you for joining the stream. Thank you. All right, so we've got... So this laptop here, Purism has the option when you send in for warranty work. You can just tell them, I'm keeping my disk, and you get to not have to worry about your disk data and everything. In all honesty, when they're doing tests on the computer, they don't need your disk. You just have to tell them. Hey, appreciate the follow over on Twitch. Yeah, I'm trying to do better stuff over on Twitch and YouTube. TikTok just... They don't want to take creators seriously. A bunch of my content that I had on cybersecurity, even using command line, they would just remove, which is a big reason why I don't do any of the serious content that I actually wanted to do, because a lot of the times they just remove what I was working on. Performance side of things was told the S22 was around the same, and it was not in no way or form. Okay, I'm curious, digging into that. What do you mean? Like, was it stottery? Was it like, where was the performance issue being? I'm intentionally being dumb, because I just want to know more. Where the fuck is my iFixit kit? Things I should have found on stream before stream. Yeah, and those are the boxes for the laptop when I have to ship it back. I still got, like, I think 2 more weeks with the laptop. The System 76 Pangolin laptop. I'm planning to do a comparison between the laptops I'm using. The old Pangolin, as well as the Purism Librem 14. All right, let's see. Can we crack this bitch open? So that's one thing I will definitely say with the aluminum frame that the Purism has. Yes, aluminum. This is a solid aluminum laptop. The Pangolin laptop is magnesium alloy. The Purism, I think it's heavier. I could be wrong. I gotta actually pull a scale out and weigh that. I love these iFixit kits. I picked mine up at Micro Center a year or two ago. Yes, Micro Center has iFixit kits. Micro Center has everything. I'm not joking. Micro Center is a big reason why I don't want to freaking leave Ohio. Oh yeah, I need to adjust the 3D printer because that was there. All right, so now this is the one part that always like trips me out is it always catches at the back of the lid. Okay. So as we can see, Purism Librem 14 laptop. I just realized my autofocus module is off. So there we go. Purism Librem 14 laptop opened up. And this is one of the things that I loved about the Purism Librem that I actually told the System 76. Add another fan and heat pipe for the cooling because the Pangolin was a little hot. This is the Librem again. And then, of course, I threw 64 gigs of RAM myself. And then they leave the NVMe open here because I removed it myself. The interesting thing about the Librem 14 laptop, there is a second spot for an NVMe down here. But obviously, you see with the battery, that is taken up. My understanding is they originally sold a 4-cell and a 3-cell version, or that, and then they moved it all to like the 4-cell or something. So I wonder if the removal of one of the cells was how you actually got it to fit. But I haven't seen too much in the way of documentation there. So I haven't gotten to test too much with that part. What do you think of the Pine laptops? I haven't tried them out personally. They look pretty good because they are running off a RK3399. They are basically the equivalent of a Rock Pro 64 thrown into a mobile form factor. I really want one as a companion device. I don't know if they would be that great as a primary device, especially for people who are not that technical. So we got my 1 terabyte NVMe, which is freaking overkill for Cubes OS. 256 was probably more than enough. I don't know why I did that, but it is what it is. So now let's do the arduous task of getting the frickin' screw lined up. But yeah, I do definitely want to get the Pine laptops. I want to figure out how to get in touch with their community manager or something like that. Um, to see if they would at least send me a laptop and a phone so I can test them out for my own things. Because basically been spending my own money for a lot of this stuff just for fun. All right, we got my NVMe reinstalled. So provided everything's working, once I put the screws and everything, I should be able to plug this in, see the laptop charging again, which was the issue that we had before. It wouldn't charge. And then, yeah. So also, what I will be doing the rest of this week, I will be planning to game on Twitch using the System 76 Pangolin laptop. So you will actually see real-time performance of gaming on Linux. I got to figure out how I'm going to do that logistically because it's a little bit tight, but I will make it happen. It can be done. I just got to move some things around. Probably going to hook up a monitor to it. Figure that out. Probably use the monitor on the Pangolin actually itself because it's got a decent monitor. But then I'll definitely want to be using a keyboard. I'm probably going to be using my own because laptop keyboards are shit as well as the mouse. So I'm probably just going to bring that over and then set the laptop probably in the corner right here. I should 3D print a laptop stand. I'll set that up for a print tomorrow. I will be opening the Etsy store as well again soon. Because I'm trying to work on getting a job right now, and it's going to be that tight bind in probably a few weeks. I can tell between, even if I land this job that I am in a third round interview for, there's a third round I have for tomorrow. It's probably going to be that weird position of once I start the job to when I get my first paycheck, there's going to be a little bit of a struggle. And I'm not one of those, like, I'm, play Sarah McLaughlin in the arms of the angel in the background, kind of going, for only $2, you too can feed this poor ass geek. No, they ain't gonna be that. It's gonna be, I'm gonna do my own thing. I'm gonna work for my money. If y'all find value in my education and everything, you of course can drop me a few dollars as a thank you, but there's no obligation. You can subscribe on Twitch and TikTok and all that too. What's up, Draco Mend over on TikTok? How's it going? I am just putting my NVMe back in because I got my Purism Librem 14 laptop back from repair. Okay. No screws missing. All right. I've been better. Know of a better thumball manufacturer than Logitech? Unfortunately, Logitech's kind of the game when the Logitech is the king of peripherals. Unfortunately, um, there might be Microsoft might have some, but I don't know if it would be better. Okay, so no, I want to try this actually. I got a USB-C to barrel connector, barrel jack adapter. I'll show you all that. So I can actually power my laptop possibly off my little Pine Power here. If I can find where I put that cable. Cool. All right. So this is a regular barrel jack connector on one end and USB-C on the other. So theoretically, I can use my little Pine Power over here, that little $40 power brick I've been using for a year or so. Highly recommend this thing. It's plugged in a way that I can't just, do the thing. Oh, that's neat. As soon as you plug it in, it immediately jacks up to 20 volts. Ah, I got the wrong barrel jack size. It's just a slight bit too big. Bummer. I gotta recheck that and probably buy one through AliExpress. My $100 MX Ergo died and they told me to buy a new one. I rebuilt my M570 4 times. Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, everything's dying a lot faster. I remember we could get devices that would last just about forever. All right, so let's plug in the charger. Let's try to wrap it around so I don't accidentally press a pad. Sets off sound effects. Hit it backwards. Okay. We got light, so that's new from before. All right. Pure boot. Where's the key? Okay, we need to do booted. Okay, yeah. So it's giving me a screen right now. I unfortunately can't pipe this properly because of how the Librem laptop is. Even if I plug it in, it's not going to do anything. What the hell did my TikTok chat disappear? There it is. I'm sick of buying new things that turn into literal trash in hands. Yeah, I totally understand that sentiment. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to be getting anywhere better anytime soon. All right, let's OEM factory reset this, which is going to erase the key. Oh, damn. I really got to rekey this. I forgot. Hold on. My brain's going and thinking. Because it's having me rekey it, and I'm trying to think how I want to do this. All right, let's put this into my desktop and see what's in there right now before I wipe it. Because I have a feeling I need to rekey the entire thing and generate a new GPG or PGP. Oh, and we're going to be doing a community project highlight on the Twitch channel as well. So if anyone has projects that they're working on, I'm going to have a form together soon. And we're probably going to start with once a month, but at least I want to work it up to maybe once a week eventually, where people in the community are working on projects, whether you're doing a coding or something like that, or, you're working with a Raspberry Pi, any level. I want to give like highlights to like, okay, you're building a network rack. Oh, you just got your first Raspberry Pi and this is your project. And just kind of like give, props to the people that are, tinkering and everything and see what they're doing. As well as, just give, positive feedback. Because I know a lot of people, I've been realizing a lot of people want to talk to me, and that's fine and dandy, but I want to, make a community where we can help each other, because I'm noticing a lot of people are telling me they're in areas where there's no one else that's really tech related to them, and I'm kind of their one connection. So I'm hoping that we can build this community together in the Discord and all that, that we all can, grow and learn together, because I don't know everything. Nobody in the community knows everything, but collectively, we know a lot of shit. And I think that'd be kind of cool to, like, share what's going on and all that. Oh, OG Christopher, we're just, getting my Librem 14 laptop set up again. It just got back from its warranty repair. So, I just have to rekey the, PGP. Okay, the ASC. Okay, that's the old key, so we're gonna rekey that entirely. Wait, is it? $5G for the win. Let's see, somebody tag me to this channel? Sorry, somebody was asking me about the pangolin in the Discord. Hey, Jacob Ross, how's it going? Thank you for the rose. We're working on my laptop right now, and then I'm gonna unbox the Samsung S23 in a second. I just got the laptop back from a warranty repair, and that's my reasonably secure laptop with Cubes OS and everything. So, let's see. I gotta look at my key ring. I would show you what I'm doing, but this is literally part of the reason my laptop is so secure. Okay, is that key... Wait. Is that the same key? No. Is that a sub key? Sorry, I'm doing PGP stuff. No, okay. I just gotta make an entirely new key. Okay, no problem. Do you like watching Linus Tech Tips? Okay, let me phrase it this way. I watched Linus Sebastian when he was at NCIX and doing NCIX Tech Tips. I watched him in the early days. I haven't really watched him in the past few years because there's nothing I get out of his content anymore. I know that he's now, you know, getting more experts to do more expert-related content and everything, but there was a period, I would say about 5-6 years ago, when I started shifting away from Linus Tech Tips because it was more entertainment, and I have nothing against the guy. Power to him. You know, it's a great thing he has the success he has, and I wish him all the success that's possible to him. But I'm more of into like level 1 techs, more into the people that like get into the nitty gritty, and it's like I'm not the type of person that's like, oh, we got the new 3090, 4090, all that. I'm like, okay, we got a 4090, here's the stats, cool. I'm gonna use now. What can we do with that for AI and machine learning? What can we use that for all these different things? I love Wendell over at Tech Tip, Level 1 Techs, because he gets into it and then he'll tell you about like the weird nuances with like Ryzen 5950X and NUMA nodes and things like that. The things that are actually pertinent to my job and my career. So again, nothing against Linus Sebastian. Think he has done an amazing job, and I wish him all the success. But he hasn't really worked professionally in the space that it's kind of just like prosumer. Whereas, again, nothing against him. It's just different field of tech, different focus of tech that I'm on. What's up, Minority Gaming? All right. Let's rekey this bitch. All right, so we're gonna move this into a new folder. Old key. I just got my Librem 14 laptop back from warranty repair. So I am in the middle of making sure everything works and rekeying it because they swapped the motherboard. Let's move that into the old, and then let's unmount that. So now what I can do is I can take my little flash drive over here, and I can generate my key. I will show you exactly what I am doing. I gotta take off the privacy screen 1 second. Yes, I have a privacy screen on the laptop. I have not done the unboxing yet. I was waiting for more people to pour in and do my Librem laptop, at least for now. Okay, so we want to export the public key to a USB drive for backup. I have a local backup of this. Excuse me. All right. It's resetting the GPG key, so that's going to take about 2 or 3 minutes because it's actually generating it off the Librem key. Where did I put that Samsung phone? Oh, it's right over here. So yeah, I haven't done the unboxing completely yet. At the window. Yeah, I haven't done more than just actually crack the seal to make sure there's a phone in there. And that was at the store. So right now we are just waiting for it's actually processing. So if you look the Librem key to right where my head is, see how it's red? It's actually processing the PGP key right now that this laptop will be tied to. So whenever I boot this laptop up, I can check the boot signatures to make sure nobody's tampered with this laptop. It's a mitigation against what we call an evil maid attack. So PGP is the standard. GPG is just GNU PG implementing PGP. So PGP is technically not open source. Do I like that laptop? Do I recommend it? I love this laptop, but I'm not going to recommend it to most people. I will definitely not recommend this to anyone who is not comfortable with Linux. Like this, okay, System 76, you can install Windows on it. This one, you're completely ass out on your own. This is Purism's own hardware, A to Z. There's no Windows drivers for this. And if there are, good luck. This is a security-focused laptop. So, like I said, if you want a more security-minded laptop, get this. This was merely... Okay, so the honest truth of why I got this laptop, when I was working at Cointelegraph, they were asking me if I wanted to get my own laptop, and I said yes. And I was head of IT, so I actually got to be able to choose the laptops. When I was laid off, I got to keep the laptop. I got to pick my laptop and the laptops for my employees. So, I think Jonathan Boring got a Lenovo, and the only reason I can say his name because he puts his full name out as a creator. And then there was Parrot Assassin, who I hired as the pen tester. He had a Librem as well. And then I got my Librem, and all of us got 3-year warranties on our laptops. So even though we got laid off, we got to keep our laptops, and the laptops are covered for 3 years. How's the job search? I have a 3rd round interview tomorrow with a job that looks very, very promising. Local, hybrid. The job looks like it's going to be about 15-20 minute drive from me, and I may not even need a highway. Like, pretty good. Maybe. Depends on where they're having me sit at. And if I go on to different, data centers, things like that. But most likely it said not. But they were talking very highly to the point that the manager, is it in firewalls? Yes, among other things. All right. Signing the boot files right now. All right, now we got to... Wait a minute. All right, we got to generate the HOTP secret, which is basically how it's going to tell every time if I booted with the security key. God damn it. I forgot, there's a way I have to set this up. Let's see, TPM, GPG, no, options, OEM, I'm just going to skip this part for a sec and just see if it boots in. So it is seeing my Cube's OS from my SSD. That's good. Oh, sweet cubes, how I have missed thee. There is no operating system I have seen that is as secure as you. Hey, sugar, how's it going? All right, the Librem laptop is booting. I'll probably just reboot this and then get the TPM set up with that in a sec. So, just ate too much food? Yeah, I could feel you on that. Yitz made lamb last night that was to die for. We had lamb chops. Mary had a little lamb, and I fucking ate it! Man, I forgot how slow not System 76, Cubes OS boots. Yeah. I don't care about Mary. I will traumatize her and kill that sheep in front of her for those lamb chops. Teaching Mary about the circle of life. Is that another fidget spinner you're printing? Yep. Have you tried the Beagle Bone board? I have not. I keep meaning to, but So the one issue that I found is that the Beagle Bone doesn't support PoE, at least that I've seen. Okay. I'm gonna have to send this laptop back again. I just tested the issue. Okay. That's interesting. So the battery's working. Am I gonna have to send this back? They just unplugged it and it, like, shut the whole laptop down like it had no power. I swear, if I have to send this laptop back, I'm gonna force them to pay for the shipping. Have you seen the Lego keyboard? I have. My friend Anna has it. It looks interesting. I may want to try it, but then again, I love my desk keyboard, and at a certain point, I look at y'all keyboard people and I'm like, why? Why? Like, is it really that much better for certain keyboards? Like, at a certain point, isn't there like a diminishing amount of returns for how much money you're spending into it? Like, I was using a Corsair K70, and that was better than my membrane keyboards for years. But then, I finally wised up, and I'm like, oh, my friend showed me a DOS keyboard, and I'm like, I should get that. And then I got in touch with DOS keyboard, and I got one. No joke. The DOS keyboard I have, I would have bought myself if I, didn't get them to send me one. I will be upfront with all of you when I, get things from vendors and all that, and I will be honest. I mean, like, I want to be able to review and use more products, and as much as I would love to spend my own money on everything, I think everyone understands IT is a very, very, very expensive hobby. Okay, that was weird. So the laptop battery is working now. Okay, okay. I see you. I see you, Cubes. Was it a fluke? I don't know, but we were going to keep an eye on you. Okay, so what I'm going to do, what Linux distribution do I recommend? I recommend Pop! OS to most people. And then I use Ubuntu and Debian for most of my servers. And then I use Cubes OS for security. Cubes OS is what's on this laptop. I do not recommend Cubes OS unless you know what the hell you're doing. So I'm going to be honest. For all of you people that are like, Tails Linux is what I'm going to use to secure myself and all that, you're not ready for Cubes. And I hate to say it this way, I've just been noticing this trend with a lot of people that like want to use Tails Linux for everything. That they kind of look at Tails as like the new thing that they're just getting to use, but they never actually learned to check the manual and the use cases for it. Because Tails is a really good product. Don't get me wrong. I have nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong Tails does. There's no hate against Tails Linux. It's just I don't like that a lot of people are treating Tails like it's something that it's not meant to be. All right, let's try rekeying the PGP again, so that I can get this laptop properly verified for evil maid attacks and stuff. All right, we got the USB on one side. Ignore error and return to main menu. What's your opinion on Kali? That most of y'all aren't even using that the right way. Okay, if you're installing Kali, you're doing it wrong. Install Parrot OS and use the tools on that. Kali was actually designed to be used as a live Linux that you install on a CD or USB, boot and run off of that, and then do things and then goes on. That's why if you notice, Kali doesn't usually set up a regular user by default. You're doing things as root. I have nothing against Kali. It's just one of those cases of a lot of people aren't learning to use Kali in the way that it's intended. The same issue that I have with a lot of people that keep saying Tails. Okay, let's see. GPG options. Battery health 103%. Nice. So they did put a new battery in. That was nice of them. You're wrong place, you're wrong time. Oh, and I got some amazing vinyl, so I'm actually looking at ideas to eventually change out the way I'm doing music on this, that I'm gonna possibly be getting more vinyl tracks, pipe it into my stream box, and then we're gonna drop needle on vinyl while I'm gaming and tinkering and everything. I think that'd be nice because I want to do like a. I haven't really seen like any blend of like music and tech. What's up, cheese bacon? How's it going? I just got my Librem 14 back from warranty repair. Yeah, we were just talking about the background music. I found a really awesome record store when Yitz, I took Yitz to go get his ears pierced. And this record store is like the record store y'all want, like the ones we grew up when we were kids. Like, everybody's doing it for the love of music. Nobody's gouging you for like $30 a piece vinyls unless it's like that really good Kiss album people want. So, like, I picked up like Artifacts, Jay-Z, and like a bunch of different artists all on vinyl. I spent no more than $8 a vinyl, and it's got my brain going that I'm gonna build a little bit of a collection of vinyl. And as I was saying before you came in, I'm going to pipe that into the stream box, and we're going to probably start dropping Needle as the background music, so the music's going to come from vinyl, and then the gaming and everything will be authentic. So I think it'll be a nice vibe, in my opinion. I read an article about GameStop and how they're not a game store anymore. Oh my God. I walked into a GameStop the other day just because I was like, I wanted to get a battery pack for my 360 controller. Not my 360, my Xbox One controller. So I have two Xbox One X controllers, a white one and a black one, and I wanted to possibly key them to my Linux box here, and I wanted to get a rechargeable box. Holy shit, like 75% of the store at GameStop is just merch. Yeah, it's like Funko Pops and everything. It was one of those, like, I walked in and I walked out. And I said, fuck it, I'm gonna go to Micro Center. Like, okay, let me make this very clear. There is more gaming shit, it seems, at Micro Center than there is at GameStop. Let's see, can I generate? All right, so let's see. Yeah, controllers and stuff for sure. Like, it's really sad. Like, I remember GameStop being this amazing place, you know, we would all go to. And the last time I can remember going to a GameStop and actually buying something like, okay, that's what I thought. No, I don't want to add that. So let's I may have fucked that up. Oh, come on. No. Options. Um Oh, I think there's a step I have to go through because I'm trying to get it to tie it to my email so when it boots up the laptop, it's going to actually show my email. Okay, so no. Damn it, no. Okay, so I do have to run through this. So I do have to say, oh, and cheese bacon, just so you're prepared for this, I am planning to do a comparison of the Librem laptop to the System 76 Pangolin to the old one and the new one. I think it's going to be really nice. Mostly because I want to actually say the features that are in the new Pangolin that I'm noticing were on the Librem, because it seems like System 76 actually was very receptive to the feedback that a lot of us in the community were putting out before I was even in touch with y'all. Because I remember there was a few things like I love my original Pangolin. Let me get that very clear. But I noticed with my original Pangolin, I would need to put it on a stand because that heat sink and everything felt a little bit anemic for it. And it looks like you put two fans in this new one with heat piping that's similar to like Librem where they did that. So it looks like it, yeah, I think it's going to be a really great idea to do that. And it's, I'm really working on the long form content. In fact, that's why in a second I'm going to be unboxing the Samsung S23. I'm going to be testing out using that as a camera to record video. I know there's the Samsung S23 Ultra, but the reality is I don't record anything in 8K, let alone 4K. So I'm shooting at 1080p, and not to mention, I'm doing all this out of my own pocket. So you know how it is when you're shoestringing the budget. All right, so We gotta reset the TPM, ignore error and continue. God, I haven't done my PGP key in like months. That's why I'm so confused. To be fair, you shouldn't have to do a PGP key all that often. Yeah, we tweaked the thermals for sure. Actually recorded a vid today about our QA process a bit. Ooh, I would love to see that. I definitely want to, as things progress with my content creation and stuff, I do want to look at the, like, see how y'all do your facility and all that. Like, I was very intrigued with you apparently use tricycles to get around your factory. Okay, so we got to do an OEM factory reset re-ownership to generate it. But we don't want to use the custom profile because it's going to be doing like an example.com kind of thing. So let's get that key going. Come on, do your thing. I don't know. I just feel like Purism still has some like rough edges going around their computer. Which is why I do appreciate. Anytime you're in Colorado, please come tour. Would love to show you around. No tricycles that I'm aware of. A lot of bike riders, though. Yeah, I definitely am going to be trying to make my way out to Colorado at some point. Because there's a few things I want to check out. Okay, so, would you like to change the current Lux disk recovery key passphrase? Highly recommended if you didn't install. No, we do not want to change the passphrase. Would you like to re-encrypt Lux encrypted container and generate new disk recovery key? No. Because I generated that all on my own. I'm good there. I know I'm kosher. The following security components will be provisioned with defaults or chosen pins passwords: TPM ownership password, GPG admin pin, and GPG user pin. Would you like to set a single custom password that will be provisioned to previously stated security custom? Yeah. So oh, it has to be 8 characters at least. Oh, I was like, why is that not working? Uh, 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 uh. Yes, we want to set custom information. Moshe. Chief at chiefgeek3d.com. Enter comment. Librem 14 laptop. Would you like to export your USB key to a USB drive? Yes, I would. All right, it's now keying it to the Librem key. Personally, I've never had any thing from Purism. I'm sure the stuff is good. Honestly, I'm just not a fan of their marketing. I don't know if things have changed much, but I'm not one of the fear-mongering people. So let me also say I've tried to reach out to them on several occasions to try to work with them, and they kind of just don't respond. One of the reasons why I love y'all at System 76 is you've been one of the most receptive companies I've dealt with. Like, even before I actually officially worked with you in any capacity. Okay, it's writing the GPG key. So that's going to take a few minutes. So, without further ado, the Samsung Galaxy S23 unboxing. Hold up. Do we need like a drum roll here? Wait. Let's do this properly. Let me get like a drum roll. I'm working with limited counter space. All right. All right, let's see. Firefox coming through. There's Firefox set up. No, I did not. It's because I did everything through Brave. That's right. Because I was like, I want to make sure I'm not stupid and accidentally capture audio. So let's get that going. There we go. All right. All right. So now we've got the Samsung Galaxy S23. What the hell kind of cover is that? Some kind of a QR code? I don't understand half the packaging people do these days. And also, can we talk about the fact that they always do this like slow release? Like they want you to build up anticipation. I've never understood that. It's like, just give me the fucking thing. My previous phone. Oh, so let me be clear. This iPhone 12 mini is still my current phone. I'm not switching over to this. This is going to be my content creation phone because what I'm trying to do is I never planned on being a content creator. I don't like that my work is essentially on my personal phone. I don't like the fact that I am honestly, openly a little bit addicted to TikTok. So I want to remove TikTok and such from my iPhone. Not for privacy reasons, things like that, like people would go at it. It's merely just, I want to have a personal phone where I pick that phone up and I know there's signal, there's text, there's calls, I can chat with people. I'll probably keep Twitter and Mastodon on there, and Twitch, but I won't, I don't want to keep TikTok. The honest truth is like the quality of TikTok content has kind of been down. Okay, cool. That is a nice screen though. Can I just honestly say, there's already one thing I despise about this phone, but it's the thing I've been complaining about a lot of phones. These phones are too fucking big. They are too fucking big. Like, I can already tell I would have to slide my hand up and down to use it, whereas the iPhone 12 mini, I can one hand this all day. That's been my issue with all phones, and it's the same thing with Apple. I agree to the Samsung lack of privacy policy. I am just gonna agree to the minimum. You have to agree to that? Yeah, I have to agree to that. Okay. Add a network. Wait. You can actually have it connect through a QR code? Interesting. Okay. That Wi-Fi connected pretty fast. Searching for eSIMs. No eSIM. I'm not using a SIM though. Are you really gonna make me do this? That is fucking stupid as shit. So, this is the first Android phone I've come across that apparently there's no way to activate it without a SIM card. So that's already a negative point. Samsung S23 activation, no SIM card. Let's see, is that an option? Because I don't need to activate this phone. It's not really meant to be. Specs of the phone, it's just a Samsung S23, not sure exactly what the specs are. Are you fucking kidding me? That is dumb as shit. Well, thank you, Samsung. That's already a negative mark against you. And thanks for not sponsoring me, because I can actually be absolutely honest. I have a feeling there's a reason why they didn't want to respond to me. Was because they knew, he's going to start poking at this in ways that we're not really comfortable. Because let me be honest. I feel like the problem with a lot of the mobile phone reviewers, a lot of them are fanboys of one ecosystem or another in different ways. So it kind of feels like sometimes like people have their opinions, I don't know, for lack of a better word, tainted? Where is my sim tool? The SIM card lets me just connect my cell service. So I have to pull the SIM card out from my phone. Just to be able to activate this phone. Fucking dumb as hell. Seriously, first Android phone I've dealt with that's forcing you to do this shit. The Pixel 7, the Motorola One 5G Ace, all of those phones I tested out, none of them made a requirement of me having to use cell phone. It was a skip step. Samsung requires it. We'll take a school off its computer. Like, how do you get it off school mode if they give you a laptop? So the easiest way is you buy your own computer. The shit? God, that sim's been in there for years. That's dumb as hell. So now it's working. I gotta do that. You missed the big unboxing. Legit got summoned by the wife to shred some cheese. So I was singing Big Pimpin' shredding the cheese. Well, I'm setting it up, but I already have my first negative mark, even though I haven't set up the Samsung S23 completely. I don't like the edges on this phone. They kind of feel like they are weak. Wait, did they put plastic wrap around the edge? Y'all are being too much. God damn, turn down the fucking brightness. Okay, yeah, so the negative was that the Samsung S23 actually required me to use a SIM card to activate the phone. It's the first Android phone I've come across personally that required that. So I had to actually pull the SIM out of my iPhone. Am I going to 3D print a case for the phone? Maybe. We'll see. I'd have to crack open my TPU. How many leak code have you done? What do you mean? Like, no, I don't want to transfer any data. Which Wi-Fi network? Click here for viruses. FBI surveillance van 5. There we go. Never gonna give you Wi-Fi. Wait, that's the wrong password. Getting your phone ready. Fuck you for making me get my SIM card out. When you're done with that bitch, you'll be going back into my iPhone. And if y'all are wondering, part of it is because I do actually listen to music on my iPhone with my wired earbuds and stuff. I'm not a programmer, I'm cybersecurity. Did you buy the phone in a Samsung phone? What do you mean? No, I bought it at my phone store around the corner. From my provider's anchor store. Copy apps and data. Stuxnet? I mean, that was one of them. There's that one that, like, there's a floppy disk and, wasn't there a virus that, like, basically wrecked the internet more or less way back in the day? Like, it's still on a floppy disk. The code wouldn't affect much these days. Get my Google account. The I love you virus? I don't know if it was that one. I think there was a different one. Google. All right, let's see. What's my Google credentials? Okay. All right. Mm. 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 Mhm. 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 God damn it! I fat fingered something. Oh, I forget. Zeros and O's can look very, very similar. All right, let's get my YubiKey. The greatest hack is the one you've never heard of. Yep. Use security key with USB, with the NFC. Let's use the NFC so I can figure out where the NFC is on this phone. Okay, so it's on the lower third. All right, my Google account is logged in. No backups found. Well, of course there's no backups because I've only been doing tinkering. I'm just going to put a pin. All right, let's see. Do I want to use an assistant? No, because I do not want that microphone listening to me. Wait. Okay, cool. I've thought of giving a security key as a gift. If you do, give two. You always want to give them in pairs. I don't need Google Assistant. I don't need to do any of that. Review additional apps. No. Fuck you, McAfee. They're even pushing McAfee on phones now. Did you switch to Android? No, I didn't switch. I still have my iPhone over here. I'm just doing testing because I want to see about using a second phone for content creation. You don't need to listen to you, LOL. They just upload the data. They did a whole thing on it. Okay, accept and finish. Dark mode. Dark mode, all the things. See, that's one other negative. Why don't you have dark mode out the box? Voicemail number not set. Well, of course it's not set, because you're not getting my damn phone number over here permanently. Oh no, I won't be able to make calls. It's kind of the fucking point. All right, now that that's done, let's put the SIM card back into my iPhone so I can continue living. Okay, am I that dumb? Like, it's been so long since I did cell repair, I could barely remember how to do a fucking SIM card tray. Ah. I still got my Apple Care and my 12 mini. I'm gonna rock that shit until I can't anymore. I was thinking about picking up a punked phone. A punked phone? Was is that? I did try to reach out to Fairphone. All right. Cool. All right. So now we've got my Samsung S23. Let's go into the Play Store. Let's get TikTok. Because this is the major test. This is the major test. Will it work natively with there? Like, man, it's just too much sometimes. Let me see what this is. Let's see what you got. Ooh. Honestly, I love this. I love this concept. How much are you? 279 pounds. I do love the concept, though. Oh, they're an entirely minimalist company, but I love this phone. Let's hold on. I love the fact that it's basic. It's literally just what I need. I just have texting. You can call me. That's literally all I want. Oh, it definitely looks better than a flip phone. Because I can literally just shove this in my pocket. But this is what I really want. Yeah, I definitely like that. That's the goals. That's goals. All right, let's open up the tiki-takis. Well, allow TikTok to send you notifications. Fuck no. I disable notifications on TikTok regardless because when you're a creator of my size, you just hear nothing but notifications. All right, let's see. Now I got to get my TikTok. Grab that long ass passwords. Oh. I got to rekey my TikTok password. I'm about up on my I set little periods for myself. So I basically rekey everything at least every month. I rekey important stuff every month. I rekey everything every year at least, and then semi-important stuff every 3 to 6 months. Hey, thank you for the follow. Thank you for that follow. Let me see, who was it? BCR Scotton 198987. Thank you for that. Thank you. And I just lost my place in my password typing. Thank you, ADHD. Thank you. All right. All right, we're almost there. Slide the puzzle. Damn it. I missed. That's my TikTok dev. Damn it. I typed my TikTok developer password for the API key instead. Because I'm a moron. All right, let's get logged into the tiki-takis. This one should work, provided I didn't fat finger it. Move the puzzle. All right. Now I gotta open up my two-factor. This was another reason why I wanted to move it off the device. I wanted to segment the security and stuff. Is it necessary? No. But I'm a pain in the ass. See you later, Chris Joe. Over on TikTok. Thanks for hanging out. All right, so choose my interests. Food, comedy, animals. Yeah, okay. No. TikTok will never get access to my contacts. Okay. Can I also just say one thing? The lack of dark mode on Android's version of TikTok really, really irks me. Dark mode, all the things. If you like light mode, you're a psychopath. All right. Let's do a test video here. While using this app. Oh, I can record up to 10-minute videos now. So I have just unboxed my Samsung Galaxy S23 that I'm doing for testing right now from the perspective of an iPhone user to see how the Samsung S23 is for a content creation phone. Let me know what you think about the quality of this video compared to my prior videos that have been shot mostly on my iPhone 12 mini. Of an iPhone user to see so the speakers are actually pretty good on this compared to what I was having before. Did they update some edit features? Okay, so one thing I will notice is that the video itself doesn't seem as blurry as when I was on the Motorola One 5G Ace or when I was on the Pixel 7. So this is a test video from a #Samsung. I'm gonna have to get used to this keyboard. I'm feeling like I'm typing slower than I did on my iPhone. Phone, iOS, what's this? S23, yeah, S23. All right, so we're gonna post that video. Turn on allow high quality uploads. That's one thing I don't understand about TikTok. By default, they disable allow high quality uploads on any new phone you have. I think it should be an account wide setting that when you log into your TikTok account, that it just pulls those settings in. Light phone is neat too, has navigation, which is nice. I'll have to check that one out too. So let's post this video up. Huh. Somebody said, like, uh, so I do like the haptic feedback when I'm typing, although I can see how it can kind of get annoying. I wonder if they default to low on the rest of the world since data plans can be expensive. That is a good point. But if you enable it in your account, it should be account wide, in my opinion. Honestly, Samsung customer support sucks more. Wow, these comments are on there. Reach out to Samsung Knox. Apparently, there's a way you can add different. Yeah, okay, so. Yeah, I got several people that are excited to see this. Turn on notifications. We'll see how that works for now. If it gets too annoying. Because my goal is eventually, I'm going to be leaving this phone downstairs in my studio, and I'm going to have my phone, and I want to be able to leave my content creation because it's work at work, at down here. There you go. Should just pull in settings. Yeah. So let's check out this light phone that you also mentioned because that looks interesting. Because I'm also now that I'm getting older, I don't want to really have technology on me all the time. I'm even considering like a Pine phone or something. Just the ability to segment things, and I might end up with 2, maybe even 3 phone numbers when things are done. I do like this. This is really nice. And I like the fact that it has a headphone jack. This is a music player built in. Honestly, this is an amazing device. I'd love that even more than the other one you showed me. How much is this? Yep, that's all I want. I just want text, calls, music, and maps. That's all I need. $300 for an unlocked phone? That's not bad. $300 for a nice basic smartphone to do just the basic features? I'm sold. I'll be buying that when I get my job. I literally just want a basic ass phone. So, like, say when I'm traveling in that, I just want to have my laptop. I just want to have my phone, and I want to chill. Okay. So, if y'all could do me a favor, I just posted a video on TikTok, which I think should finally have cleared their systems. Let's make sure. Yep. Yep. So there is a video now on my TikTok, the most recent video. I recorded it inside the native TikTok app using the Samsung Galaxy S23. I want to know what y'all think of the quality of the video recorded from this phone as to opposed the prior iPhone 12 mini ones. Now, I'm not looking to necessarily improve my quality. I'm looking to at least have a continuation of the same quality carryover so that I can start separating my workflow. That's my goal with this device. So I guess the question should be, what does it look like? Since I know what my videos look like from my phone, to my own eyes. So first what I'm going to have to do, because it's nighttime, I'm going to have to disable the night shift. So let me do that so that I can make sure that things aren't skewed. Night shift. All right, turn off the manually enabled. And let's open up the TikTok app. The default camera. Let's see. Okay, so okay, that's got many different focus points. Okay. That's not bad. That's actually decently good. Like if let's see if I can compare it to this is a lot better than the Pixel 7 video I had. Okay, that's good. Nice. That's nice. Okay. So far, I think we're making some progress here with this device here. Now, somebody had mentioned something about default camera settings. Hmm. Hmm. Default camera settings. I'm gonna have to look more into that one. Hmm. But yeah, I think we might have more of a winner in this device here. Let me get Adobe Premiere Rush, because I'm going to be doing some longer form videos as well using this. The only downside is this doesn't have an SD card for expansion. It does have the ability to plug in flash drives. This is the 128 gigabyte version because I'm just trying to. I'm not shooting super high amazing things. Okay, so we got that. Let's get Tusky for my Mastodon. And for the fuck of it, I'll just get Instagram back on and maybe start doing some Instagram posts. Oh yeah, there's a laptop over here I was in the middle of resetting. Okay, so now we've got the laptop set up. Let's get the yeah. Okay, is there any updates that I need to do? All right, we're gonna generate the HOTP secret. Cool. All right. My laptop is now initialized. I'll show you what that means in a second. I just don't get any Android. They're just not logic. I have complaints against Android and a lot of their ecosystem, but it mostly has to come from Google fucked up a lot of shit for the Android community. If they didn't release Android in the ways they did, Android would be a lot better, but it's I basically call it Android is a bastardized Linux. Okay. So now where, oh, where is my little Faraday bag? Oh, it's right underneath the iFixit kit. This is just going into the fact that I need more space. So, I have this little Faraday bag. I throw my little keys and stuff when they're not in use. So, the way the Librem key works is, let me see if I can get this to show y'all. I took off my privacy screen so you can see. When I turn on my laptop, it's going to go through the boot sequence here. And then it's going to check the actual key here. So you saw it go green. That means it checked the firmware signatures of the laptop and nothing's been tampered with. It also checks the signatures of the operating system as you boot. So what this is to protect against what we call an evil maid type attack, which is basically where you have a maid coming in that wants to manipulate your computer and they're not really your maid. And then at this point, then I just have my typical type in my password for decryption and I can remove the key. The key is only needed during boot time. You can also use this key as a TOTP, so you can use it like the YubiKey, where you can generate the 6-digit and such codes, but it's only limited to, I think, 15 or 16 keys, whereas the YubiKey is limited to 32 TOTP. But I don't think that works. This doesn't work with FIDO, though. So that is a problem. Now, I'm hoping that the Talitis T key, being released by Talitis, the sister company of Molvad next month, eventually can remedy that. Because from my understanding, when I was talking to their team, that the Talitis T key can actually, it's open source, so we can create any application on it because it's an FPGA. So theoretically, one could program the features that we used to make the Librem key work with my Librem 14 laptop and bake that into my T key and have the T key supersede all of my YubiKey stuff. This Talitis T key is it's really going to do a lot of great things in terms of hardware security keys. And when I say I'm talking great things about this, this is another company. I'm not sponsored because they don't sponsor anyone. I'm working with them because they genuinely have a great product. And to that point, I would really love to see System 76 eventually incorporate features that you could maybe check the firmware the same way that we do with Purism laptops, but using a Talitis T key, because then we're using an open source key to verify the firmware at boot for manipulation and tampering. And furthermore, if we could actually check the boot signatures of Pop! OS with a T key during boot time, that'd be great. Because I think it'd be a nice, balance of security and convenience, in my opinion. Okay, so now we've got Qubes OS back. So this is the reasonably secure operating system on the reasonably secure laptop. Now, what my question is will Purism let me type the video? See, it's kind of secure in that way that it kind of gets to be a pain with displays. Okay, so let me see. Okay. Yeah, mouse stopped working for a sec when I did that. All right, so let's see. System tools. Let's open the display manager. And we're going to get you at 1920 by 1080. Okay, we're just going to mirror the displays. And then, is it the Tinker console pass-through? Hold on. Restore the previous configuration. I messed something up. My screen was not right. Oh, there we go. Is that what I needed? Damn it. Oh, I have to... There we go. Keep this configuration. And then... Okay, it's just... Qubes OS is not designed to be a regular desktop. Sounds like a good idea. I'll drop the idea to the team. Yeah, cheese bacon. And if you want, feel free to include me. I'll be more than glad to, walk you through the idea. Because I've been using this laptop for a while. Hold up. I messed up something. There we go. All right. Yay! It's a little janky, but I got it working. Okay, so this is Qubes OS. This is a reasonably secure operating system. And when I say it's reasonably secure, because everything is containerized. So, what I mean by that is everything's in its own VM. If I chat with you on this, as you can see, these are all my VMs I have defined. So if I'm doing PGP, if you'll notice, they're also color-coded. So like the PGP VM has no networking. So certain things are actually cut off from the internet altogether in Qubes OS. So when I, for example, open up a chat, if I want to open up, let's open up Discord. Make sure it's not going to pop up anything weird. Give me a sec. All right, 1 second. It's just doing the thing. Now remember, Qubes OS is not meant to be a Lamborghini. This is more like a tank. All right, chat is taking this sweet-ass time. Well, I wonder if Discord has to update. Oh, Cube Chat is running out of disk space. Okay. That was probably why it was being a little bit weird. All right, let's restart that with some extra space. There we go. So, Tinker. It's been a minute, so obviously there's an update. Okay. Now, if you're noticing, each of these is color-coded as well, so they're in their own VM as well. So, like, while this red over here designates high risk, the password manager over here is in its own VM, and it's got no networking. All right, so now let me update. Dash I. We're just gonna reinstall. Yeah, it's been a minute. All right. So now I should be able to. There we go. Inside of Cubes, we have Discord opening up. And I'll do more in a sec. In fact, I think I have to. I'll log back into that in a sec. But Discord's working over here. I will say that video and all that may not be the easiest because what you're going to have to do to get things. Trying to make sure Monero's running. Okay, cool. Monero does run. Good. Monero's running and doing its sync. Okay, cool. It's not out of date. I'm just doing my little checks. But right now, if you notice, there's all these different devices in here. So let me show you something that's interesting about Cubes OS. So if I use Cubes OS and I have a security key here, normally your procedure is that you're going to take that security key, you're going to plug it in, your computer's going to recognize it immediately. Now I'm going to show you something interesting. I want you to pay attention to what happens on the screen. You may not see it over on TikTok because it's going to come over in the top right, but you are going to see it over on Twitch. So I'm going to plug this in. Notice how it says denied Cube's input keyboard. So the YubiKey actually technically is a keyboard too. Cubes OS by default disables anything but the keyboard and mouse that's pre-installed. So if I plug another mouse in, another keyboard to this laptop, other than the one built in, it won't work out by default. That's a security thing. So what we have to do now to get this to be read, because obviously we have Yubico manager running in the background here. We have our Yubico authenticator. Here, I'll move that in so TikTok and everyone can see that. You can see right now, my key is physically plugged into my laptop. Physically plugged in, right there, where the Rambo little handband is. Or hair, whatever you want, stretchy band thing. You can see it's plugged in. Normally, when you plug in a YubiKey, it will see it right away. That's because this is in its own virtual machine. So what I have to actually do is go over here, take the USB device, tell it to connect to the VM, and magically, it now sees my YubiKey. That's why this is a reasonably secure laptop. And then I would have to type my password into my YubiKey to display all my TOTP one-time password codes that are generated off of it. So it's a very reasonably secure system, as I keep telling you. Everything is compartmentalized. Right now, I'm just having it update the Monero nodes and all the software that needs to be done, but it's also going to be doing, I need to get some updates going. So we're just going to have it go through all the virtual machines and get updates, except for the work Win10. That's a special VM just to run Windows, and that I do not fuck with. That's its own little service thing that I set up. But yeah, Windows 10 Enterprise is installed on this laptop as well, so I can perfectly use that. And I segment everything in. But I also have immediate access to disposable VMs. So this is why I keep telling a lot of people, Tails Linux is really just a toe in the water when it comes to knowing things. Because this has Unix built in out of the box with its own gateway. In fact, I have 2 different gateways. And then to add on top of that, there's an entirely 2 different VPNs running through Molvad on this laptop. So the Cube Manager over here, move that in so y'all can see that. There's one going into New York City, one going to Sweden, automatically connecting at boot. It's piping everything in the system that way, and I can split things through the different routes. So you can see, like, for example, Bitwarden from my old job, which I'm going to be deleting that soon, goes through the Swedish VPN. But then chat goes through the New York City VPN. And then some things go directly through the sys firewall and bypass the VPN altogether. So you can have a lot of control, customizability, and security with this model. The most important thing, though, if you're using Cube's OS, I will tell you, have a plan before you just install it for your own work. If you're just tinkering, things like that, it's great. Because the second you can start saying, how am I going to plan out my workflow? Because you need to think about what's high risk, what's low risk, everything there. It will make things a lot easier. And then, for example, you can do some things where you can split the networking component of certain applications from the parts that don't need to be networked. For example, in cryptocurrency, many people with software wallets have the components baked into one. What I mean is like a software wallet. You have the same software running on the device. Okay, that's easy and convenient, but insecure. So a lot of people have been moving their where's my thing? Their crypto and stuff to hardware wallets, such as my Ledger over here. And I have, and that's great. But then you still have the single point of failure with the actual devices of the software still all there in one place. You get a piece of malware, something like that. And that's where the beauty of this system all works. Because then, I'm not going to open Ledger, but I can show you, I would be able to connect my Ledger into this laptop, connect the VM, which just has my Ledger to it, or the Monero wallet. And the Monero wallet has no networking. It literally just connects into my hardware wallet, and then there's one port that's opened up locally on the machine to pass over 18081, which is just a remote procedure call, to go over to the VM for the Monero D workstation, which is over here. So the Monero blockchain is in one VM, the wallet's in another, and then you have the VM handling all the USB in another. And all of this isn't touching the main system underneath. That's why Cube's OS is one of the most impressive operating systems I have seen, and why I consider it a reasonably secure operating system. And it's actually their own motto. The updating system inside of Cube's OS is pretty good too. You update the system based off of templates. So what I mean is that you can have a standalone VM, which some of these are. Let me see, where does it say? Yeah, like right here, if you look and pay attention, it'll say like standalone VM, template VM, and then some of these are just standalones of their own. So a template is literally just that. I can build a new VM at a moment's notice, or as they call it, a cube. And then I can just, my new cube, pick a template, so I can base it off of these ones that I've already predefined for templates. So, for example, when I want to make a new application that works with all of Ledger's software, but isn't going to use the Ledger Live system and all that, and I want to keep another layer, I use the Ledger Nano Debian. That creates a new template, and then all of that's there. And then, of course, we just hook in our networking there. And I have 2 different Tor routes inside of my laptop, Unix and Unix 1. So you can even have multiple Tor routes go out through it. And I haven't even hooked I2P into this yet. That'll be one of my next forays. The advantage of with all this, so you have your app VMs, which is you have a persistent home volatile root, which just means you can keep all your data in your home directory, but everything outside of your home directory will reset every time you reset the machine. Template, you can keep a persistent root, and then anything you change in there can then be used as a template for anything else. Standalone VM is fully persistent, regular VM that y'all are used to. And then, of course, you have your disposables, which that's pretty self-explanatory. It's really easy to work with this even for development and such. The one thing I would have to say is that copying and pasting inside of this is really unique. Let me show you. So I'm going to open up a... All right, let's just open up a personal text editor. So we're going to open up Sublime Text in a personal cube, which will be designated by orange. And we have Brave Browser here in the chat VM designated by red, because this is considered a high risk because it's actually touching the internet. So I do actually use color codes to denote the severity and security of different things. Okay. So we've got Sublime opened up here. Let's say I want to go to system76.com. And let's just say I wanted to, I'm just going to pick out something. All right. Let's say I wanted to copy all of this information here. It's not as simple as a Control-C and Control-V. So Control-C will bring it into the keyboard, the clipboard for the keyboard. I mean, the computer for that VM. What you also have to do is Control-Shift-C to do a global keyboard. And if you notice top right corner for the Twitch people, there's now a little pop-up that showed there. So now I open up, and Alt-Tab goes through the different windows, so it's not just tabbing through the VM. So it's actually very, very productive and very efficient in that regard. So obviously, Control-V is not working. It's not pasting anything. That's because it's still stuck now in the global keyboard. So I have to do Control-Shift-V to bring it into my keyboard on this VM. And now the contents are wiped. The keyboard only holds on to one item at a time. And now, boom. To copy and paste between two different VMs, right there, in a pretty secure format. Yes, you can copy and paste through other VM systems, but the keyboard is just open, and it doesn't really clear. So that's why I really like this system for virtual machines and more. And honestly, I think it's a really great idea for even a lot of developer work and things. I would honestly love to see, and by the way, I am going to be testing Cubes OS on the System 76 Pangolin this week, or next week. It's going to happen. This week, I'm probably going to focus on gaming with the System 76 Pangolin. When I do my Cubes test, it's not going to be so much of Cubes on Pangolin. It's going to be to see if I can install Cubes. Can Cubes run? Because once those two are done, and I know it works, I won't have to do more testing than that, because anything else after that is really just Cube specific. But yeah, I really love the Purism Librem 14 laptop. Other than the little issue that I had, it's a really great, solid laptop in my mind. But I do not, I would honestly urge anyone, if you want a Linux laptop, go to System 76. That's just my honest opinion if you want a Linux laptop. If you know Linux and you want a reasonably secure laptop and security as top of mind, go with Purism. Two completely different ways to attack it. The reason why is System 76, their line of computers is built for the daily professional, the daily creator, the daily user, the regular person. This is geared more towards you're going to be in the field of cybersecurity. If you're not wanting to be in the field of cybersecurity, skip Purism. That is my honest opinion. I love Purism, but I'm going to say if you're not interested in the cybersecurity aspects of it, you don't understand PGP, you don't know, and you're not that great at troubleshooting all your own stuff, because their support is okay, but the issue is System 76 their support is a lot better. I remember when I first had my Pangolin, the first Pangolin, I actually sent that back because there was a defect with it. But it was because of how System 76 approached the repair and everything. They even got on a Discord video call with me because they happened to be available on their server. And we went through troubleshooting and everything. And they did an advanced RMA on my laptop. That, I think, was an amazing, and it just proved to me that they did a great job. Because they were nice enough where I said, look, I have all my laptop stuff set up. I don't want to reinstall it. Can I keep the NVMe? And then you just ship me a laptop without it or something like that. They did an advanced RMA. They sent me the laptop. I basically had no downtime. System 76 did me a real solid even before I was connected with them, reviewing their computers in any official capacity. Purism in comparison, my laptop's been out of my hand for about a month. I had to push on them several times to figure out where my laptop was at. I got my laptop back. It's serviced. They do respond, but I have to say System 76 goes above and beyond in comparison to Purism, where I think Purism needs to step their game up. With that being said, I'm still patiently waiting for my Purism Librem 5 phone. So there will be a phone coming in for a review. They have told me that it might be around April or June, April, May, or June with the current batches. That phone is neither Android nor iOS. It is a pure Linux phone using pure OS. So I'm going to be very curious about that. That is intended to be a purely personal phone because, like I said, my goal is to eventually have my work separated from my personal life and have a personal phone where I have friends and family that can reach out to me, and I know if that phone is having notifications go off, it's somebody that needs to get a hold of me. Yeah. So, I think we got the, I really love Cubes OS. I love tinkering with it. I love that my baby is back. You have no idea how happy I am about that. In fact, let me see something. I want to check how close to sync we are with my Monero node, because that Monero node's been out of commission for a month. So I'm gonna quickly connect in. I just want to make sure there's cool. And just a reminder, I like cryptocurrency, but you will never see me go through charts and tell people when to buy and sell and all that. I might look at a chart. We might say, ooh, that looks pretty. That looks nice. But we're going to discuss tech around here. Okay. Passed my key in. And let's get the interface to hide the balance. Okay. Let's pass back to the tinker. Okay, so it looks like I'm about 37,000 blocks behind where we're currently at. And like I said before, you have to pass it in to the VM. So my ledger, like before, I had to manually connect to the Monero wallet workstation. So this is going to take a minute. I think it's probably going to take about an hour or two to sync up based on the ROC 64 I just had yesterday doing 2 days for the entire blockchain. It's probably going to take an hour or two. So we're just going to let that run. The wallet doesn't need to run. The workstation in the background it just needs to. But I definitely highly recommend Cubes OS to anyone that wants a reasonably secure operating system, but has a Linux background. If you're not that familiar with Linux yet, I would recommend Pop OS. Pop OS is definitely where I go. If you're wanting a really, really open source Linux that with not too many fritz frills and all that, there is Pure OS made by Purism, which is based on Debian. Really nice, solid operating system as well. So I'm really glad. It looks like we have some promising results. My laptop is back in my hands. I've got the pangolin reset. Update on y'all so that you know what my current I had a couple of complaints with the pangolin laptop, but it looks like System 76 is working on them. So initially I had noted that networking out of the box with Wi-Fi didn't work with the laptop that I got, and it was down to, I think, a kernel driver or something. Updating out of the box, just doing a regular apt update, apt upgrade, or upgrade through the pop shop, fixed the issue, and I haven't seen it since. I believe it was clarified to me, you can correct me if I'm wrong here, Cheese Bacon, but it was, they fixed it in the latest image that is going to be shipped with laptops and everything. So it shouldn't be an issue y'all do experience, and if you do, just update the OS, and it's no issue after that. So you may, like, I plugged in the Ethernet updates, and then everything worked kosher afterwards. The only other thing that I have found recently, well, I didn't, Yitz found it when he was using it to tinker for dev work and such. The touchpad was a little bit sensitive, registering false clicks and such. We did have to install GNOME tweaks in order to get it tweaked to be somewhat usable. System 76 is already aware of these issues. They are working on updates, but currently, as of right now, you just have to use GNOME tweaks with the adaptive profile under mouse and keyboard, and it seems to get the keyboard somewhat of the way there. Again, System 76 is aware of these issues, so what's going to happen one day is you're probably just going to do apt update, apt upgrade, or you're going to go to the pop shop and you're going to do your updates like I've done a million times, and you're going to not have an issue anymore. Just like the pipe wire issue I recently fixed. Let me go check the 3D printer. It looks like it's waiting for me. It was waiting for me. All right. I gotta use the restroom for a couple minutes, guys, while that warms up. So we're gonna do a quick ad break for a minute and a half over here on Twitch. There's gonna be a BRB screen and some music, so I'll be right back for y'all. Nature's calling! All right. We are back, and my 3D print is almost done. Okay, so I was told that the Samsung apparently starts out in compatibility mode by a friend, which is why my video may not actually be as good. I gotta get used to the gestures on Samsung and stuff. Go into the settings, check for defaults for picture photos. Okay, apps. Let me see. Permissions, camera. Okay. Where's the setting he talked about? Apparently there's a setting. Go into settings and check the defaults for picture video. What are you looking for? Turn off metadata. No, there is a apparently a Cynic Star was telling me on TikTok. There's a default camera setting. Is this a TikTok thing? Creator tools. No, what was he calling it? Adjust the default camera setting and enable. What is it? Yeah, I'm really confused about this because I'm not an Android person. Android, Samsung settings for TikTok videos. Yeah, so Hulk, if you go into my latest video where I did a test video with Samsung's S23, Cynic Star asked, did you already adjust the default camera setting and enable high quality uploads in TikTok? Now, I did enable the high quality setting, but he's saying go into the settings and check the defaults for picture video. You can allow apps to take over or force a certain set of settings. Typically out of the box, it's tuned for highest compatibility performance, not quality, and allows individual app overrides. So I'm trying to figure out what he's talking about so I can do that setting. Cynic Star is a mutual of mine, so I know he's not bullshitting me. Modes and routines. No, that's not it. Sounds and vibrations, notifications, display. Oh, I didn't know that setting existed. I better look for it. I guess it's only a premium Samsung thing. Yeah, my understanding is it's a Samsung thing because Samsung actually went out of their way to work with TikTok and Snapchat and a bunch of these other ones so their camera could work better with them. Oh shit, they got a one-handed mode? I'm gonna have to play with that. General management. What is... Hey, sugar. eat. Getting money in the daytime, even count it when I sleep. Wake up to getting bread, bitch, I do this for the street. ADHD. Thank you for that, sugar. I'm gonna save this for the next time you come and hang out, so you can get a nice little receipt paper of yourself. Oh, there's another one in here. Huh, I saved it from the last time. I remember to give you all the 3D prints I randomly make, but not the other shit, apparently. For those of you that don't know, Sugar's my best friend in real life, and I'm the uncle to her kids, and basically her munchkins and her are my guinea pigs for all my 3D prints. She will tell you about the story when we were networking in business, and I came into a business meeting she was hosting with a rainbow-colored unicorn horn on, with cat ears and everything. I'm in a polo business, business, like meeting, all that, coming in all serious with a rainbow unicorn horn on. Yeah, that's her, and then she just has to, deal with me and my insanity. Like, I will be the guy that will literally sit next to her in meetings and have my phone next to her and just open up my meme library and just be like, like tripping her up, just making her laugh hysterically. Like, it is the funniest thing when I have her like kicking me under the table, like, stop, I am laughing. I have to be serious here. With friends like me, who needs enemies? Okay, so where the hell is this thing? Oh, but Sugar, I know you love it when I, mess with you. What the hell is this? Okay, let's see. Is it Samsung? Let's see if we can find this. Samsung camera. Oop. I gotta get a case to stick that. Camera. Settings. App. Okay. Okay. So it actually has a camera assistant app. Okay, I might need to add this. Camera assistant. Picture softening, auto lens switching, capture speed. Clean preview on HDMI displays. Wait. I could use this as a camera in OBS. Huh. I still didn't like the fact that I had to put my SIM card in here to even activate the thing. I'm gonna have to ask him. Just unboxed my Samsung Galaxy S23 testing right active iPhone. USB-C to monitor and boom, Dex PC. Yeah, but the only problem is I don't like Android as a PC platform. Let me explain. Way too limited. I would rather a full Linux phone. If I could get a Pine phone or a Librem 5 to give me a full Linux experience, that would make sense to me. Because then I could literally plug a keyboard, monitor, and mouse, open a terminal, and do 90% of my work. Maybe not 90. Maybe like 75. But you get my point. Yeah, it's like a Chromebook. So like maybe for the average person that's doing something, it would make sense. Oh wait, this is a Thunderbolt. That's it? All right, so we're gonna have to... Okay, this kind of scares me that it's like pulling my Google feed and it's like, there's 3D printing related content on my feed already. I haven't done any Google searches on this phone, really. That irks me. That perturbs me. I don't like that it has that much data on me already. I was hoping Windows Phone never died, so we got an ARM Windows PC built into a phone, like Dex, but, oh, yeah. Yeah, that would have been nice. Unfortunately, Microsoft dropped the ball on, Microsoft really dropped the ball on ARM. Which sucks, because they had ARM, like, about a 5, 6, 7-year advantage over Apple. Linux has done an amazing job with ARM. This is what a lot of people don't understand. Most of my infrastructure is already ARM-based, except for my workstation here, my stream box here. You didn't have my pack today. And this is because I have to explain repeatedly to, you know, the cult of Mac very often. The ARM series is great if you're going to be doing basic things, but there's a reason why the Mac Pro exists as overpriced as it is. There's a lot of fucking shit the Mac Pro can do that you can't do on ARM. If you're doing AI and machine learning, it's very hard to do it on ARM. Because a lot of that stuff is calling explicitly for CUDA, and even OpenCL, and I don't think the ARM is really doing it that well. They have their own little AI machine learning thing, but nobody really is optimizing for it because nobody can work an M1, M2, whatever at scale. I will say this. If Apple wants to play their cards right, all right, bring back Xserve. Bring back Xserve. Bring ARM-based versions with the M chips in Xserve. Give a server platform that can work on ARM, because most of the dev work now is being done in servers and anything anyway. If you can have them host their stuff in an ARM-based system and have that racked and everything, Apple could see a resurgence. But Apple's just shooting themselves in the foot because they're realizing the only thing you need now is to connect to the cloud. So all your laptop is a terminal. That's the reason why Xcode and all those things are basically locked behind Apple. Apple knows the second that you open the dev environment to people outside of Mac, most of the reasons people buy a Mac are gone. I mean, I literally, in the time I've known Yitz, he was like a fervent Mac user and everything. We got him a Dell Vostro laptop with Windows Subsystem for Linux. He's saying he can do more now than he could before. And I handed him a System 76 laptop. Aside from the trackpad and other issues, he said the work was even easier because he literally could just get straight to the work. Because here's the thing a lot of Mac people need to just pull their heads out of their ass for. 90% of the servers you're coding for are Linux. So all you're doing a lot of times to get your Mac to work in your workplace, if you pay attention, I'm serious. Do an experiment. unless you're doing something specifically for an iOS build. You're just doing like cloud dev, things like that. The 90% of what people are probably doing in the dev world. Use a Mac to do it. Use a Windows laptop to do it. Use a Linux computer to do it. Compare the steps to get to each. You will find very often the Mac people roll with the punches, and they just come to expect that these issues are going to happen. And you have to do all this stuff and pull together, and then 2 to 3 days of setting up the laptop to be able to work with the environments that need to be worked at work. I have also seen in the Windows subsystem for Linux, it takes a little bit more time because there are nuances with the Windows subsystem for Linux and things like that. But it's a lot easier and repeatable. And then you get the Linux people, like, it just works. Like, Yitz was explaining to me that he tried to use GitHub CLI. With GitHub CLI on Linux, it just works. With Windows Subsystem for Linux, you got to do some things to make it work. With Mac, you have to do some things to make it work. What do I think of Windows Subsystem for Linux? I think it's a great start. I think if you're a developer, it fits a lot of things you need, but the problem is there's a lot of limitations when you try to do, Thank you for the 100 bits, Barbosa's World. Thank you for that. Windows Subsystem for Linux, I think it fits a lot of the gap that Windows was missing. I think that it's actually bridging the gap enough that it's keeping people from wanting to buy Mac that were in the Windows world before. What I mean by that is that it wasn't too long ago, people would say, if you want to do dev work, get a Mac or learn Linux. That statement hasn't changed, except now it's get a Mac, install Windows Subsystem for Linux, or install plain Linux. That's really how different it's become. The only time you have to use a Mac is if you need Xcode. Exactly. Unless you want to use a Hackintosh, otherwise you're more than fine using Windows and Linux. Yep, exactly. And that's the one thing that irks a lot of people when they come at me and they're like, well, you know, my Mac can do video editing and all that. I'm like, I can guarantee you there is going to be a point when every professional video editor will say their MacBook is not enough. You want to seriously tell me that every video editor is going to do everything on a MacBook? No, and eventually, at a certain point, your Mac isn't enough. Hell, your basic Windows laptop and Linux laptops aren't enough. You do have to move to a desktop at a certain point, or a server farm. But, yeah. I think Windows Subsystem for Linux is fixing a lot of issues that we've had for a while, because, shit, what was the Voodoo Linux that I used to call? I used to call it Voodoo Linux. How did we run Linux? Linux on Windows before WSL. There was a way we used to do it. What is the alternative? Proton. Sigwin! Sigwin! God! Couldn't remember what the name was. This is what we used to have to do to dev if you wanted to do Windows. You had to install Sigwin. Ah. I've not heard that name in 100 years. Yep. Everyone that's worth their salt. Oh my God, I remember that. See, everyone that has been in this field for a long fucking time and is worth their weight in salt remembers this damn project. Because all of us had to deal with what basically was voodoo for Linux to run Linux on Windows. And like it was, it is not a way to run native Linux apps on Windows. You must rebuild your application from source if you want it to run on Windows. So you had to do so much to get this working. Because it's not the same thing as like Windows subsystem for Linux, which is tying into, it's basically a virtual machine. This isn't. It's voodoo. Voodoo. Let me grab my little fidget spinner that 3D printed. All right. Cool. We have the fidget spinner. Now let me finish the assembly. We got some ball bearings down here. So we just need 3 half-inch balls, slingshot ammo, to finish these. You know, it's kind of weird to think that, by the way, I just noticed something with your transition screen. If you're talking during the transition, your mic vol lowers, then goes back up as it finishes transitioning, unless it was a fluke. That is weird. It technically shouldn't, because it's just carrying over the source. Alright, that's 1 ball. 2 ball. It's possible you moved away from the mic during that time. Yeah, I think it was, because I, was getting the 3D printing stuff and all that. Alright, the balls are in there now. Now we need my speed bearings. So I have these special bearings that are made just for fidget spinners. They're not like ABAC rated or anything. They're like super, super smooth. So like, these are not cheap compared to the rest of my bearings. Alright, then we got my little, so we got my speed bearing in there. And then it's just threads right in. And I will be opening my Etsy store sometime this week so I can do 3D printing to bring in some income while I'm in a little upcoming financial hard spot because I'm still in a job search. I have a 3rd round interview tomorrow, but I can tell it's probably going to be 2 or 3 weeks at least until I get paid, and I'm still waiting for unemployment to let me know if my claims and stuff go through because they like take 3 weeks to process a bunch of that. So, there we go. We got Pikachu in 2-tone with black ear tips and little cheeks and stuff. So, there we go. I got so many fidget spinners on this desk now. I've got little Batman ones. We got Batman fidget spinners over here, little Batarangs. We've got the Kaleidocycles. Oh, and one of the items I will